If you're a fan of the show Hot Ones and you happen to love Popeye's chicken as well, then the new limited time only promotion from Popeyes, which is a collab with Hot Ones, might be just up your alley. It definitely piqued my curiosity, and it seemed like the easiest one-stop option to try all these new items was via the Popeyes and Hot Ones bundle. This runs $16.99 for the combo, and you receive the following: an order of sizzling sriracha dippers, a side of buttermilk ranch, an order of the Dare and Dab ghost wings with a side of the Last Dab ranch dip in a cup, and one smokin' rojo sandwich. We're going to waste no further time. We're going to check each of these products out from least spicy to most spicy to see if I can handle them at all. So we're starting out here with the sizzling sriracha dippers. You can see that these are small, crispy pieces of chicken. These little pieces seem a little heavier on the breading slash batter than they do on the actual chicken, but that might make them more ideal for actually dipping in sauce and having a good crunchy texture. These dippers come with 2 packets of the sizzling sriracha, which has a rating of 3 on the Hot One scale, so it's on the milder side. We're going to test this one out, but first we're going to try the dippers on their own. And I'll say, having tried them, there is a small kick, just a little bit of natural spice that I think is built into the dippers. I don't think it's specific to them being these sriracha dippers, but I think it's sort of just the default level of spice you're going to get if you get these dippers, regardless of it being the sriracha promotion. It's not unspiced, but it's very mild overall. Now, as we add some of the sauce to the dippers, I can say there's not a kick to this sauce whatsoever. I really didn't feel a spice on the tongue even after several minutes. It's not the type of thing that creeps up on you. I will say flavor-wise, I really wasn't a fan. It's not bitter, but it's just an unpleasant flavor to me. Almost reminds me of cough syrup in hot sauce form. My overall verdict on the sriracha dippers is that you can skip this one for sure. Now we will move on to the smokin' rojo sandwich, which is the normal Popeye's chicken sandwich, which I'm a big fan of, but with this rojo sauce on it. You can see that as I lift up the bun and do a little inspecting, a pretty light helping of sauce in this instance. I'm not sure if that's because it's supposed to be really spicy, or if they were just stingy in this case with the sauce, but not a whole lot of sauce added on there. We will see upon first bite if it's actually spicy, and I'll say it really didn't have much of a kick to it. I would say it's got a slightly peppery taste overall, but I didn't really taste that much in general. I even licked the bun to see if I could discern a specific flavor from the sauce, and I would say slightly peppery, not really much of a kick whatsoever. The sandwich is good, I really like it, but this sauce replaces the mayo that typically comes on, so I didn't mind it, but it really didn't add anything to the sandwich. The sandwich on its own is good. This sauce really does nothing to bring the sandwich to a new level or make it a new experience. I would say overall, this is another one you can skip. Don't waste the extra money on it. So those first 2 products were definitely a disappointment to me. Again, the chicken sandwich is very good, but that rojo sauce does nothing to elevate it whatsoever. There's really not a discernible flavor. But let's get to the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's check out the Dare and Dab ghost wings with the Last Dab ranch dip cup. See if I can handle it. You can see that the wings on their own come with a dry ghost pepper rub. I tried the wings without the ranch sauce first, just to see how much of a kick that dry rub gives to it. I would say overall, it really doesn't give that strong of a kick. Now, with it being ghost pepper, there's definitely a waiting period, so you're not going to get that kick right away. And I did wait, and I didn't feel like a super strong spice came on. There is a little bit of spice that creeps in, but it's really very manageable. Overall, I think these wings taste good. It's got the classic Popeye's batter and crispy chicken taste. But again, the ghost pepper thing is seeming very gimmicky. But the last thing we're going to test out here is that Last Dab ranch dip cup. We're going to see what's to that and see if it actually is spicy or if this is all just a big gimmick, if you should completely avoid this whole thing because it's a waste of money. Upon taking a nice hearty dip into this ranch dip cup, I can say it's good tasting ranch. It tastes up front pretty identical to Popeye's ranch. You can see it's got more of an orange-red color, so that ghost pepper flavoring is definitely in there. Up front, you really don't get much spice, but this one definitely does creep up on you, and it's by far the spiciest item as you would expect it to be. But with all that said, it did not get nearly as hot as I was expecting it could. I would imagine this is not nearly as hot as the actual final dab sauce that comes in the Hot Ones show because there's probably liability concerns and they got to be careful with people getting injured or sick from this stuff, which intense spice can do to people. I'll say that I didn't really have an adverse reaction to this stuff. It did make my lips tingle. It made my mouth have a pretty hot sensation overall, but I've had much spicier stuff in my life, and I'm not like a huge spice fiend. I'm not someone that seeks out intense spice for almost athletic purposes like some people do. I'm definitely not going to say this is spiceless. It's by far the spiciest product you get in this combo, and there's a nice kick that grows on. My lips were tingling for about an hour after eating it too, but it wasn't uncomfortable. It was pretty subtle overall. I noticed it. I'm not going to say it was spiceless like I've said, but I would say overall I was a little bit let down that it wasn't more of a strong kick because I was kind of going for that novelty in this instance with it being a collaboration with Hot Ones, especially when you see on the show that last dab of sauce is typically one that evokes a really strong reaction because it's pretty unmanageable spice. You're not going to get anywhere near that in this case, at least in my experience. But if you are someone who's strongly affected by spice, you'll probably find this ghost pepper ranch fairly spicy overall. I do think it's manageable with that said. And I think this whole thing is kind of a joke overall, I have to be honest. Having tried all the products, I think you can save the $16.99. None of these products really elevate the Popeyes default products they come with. And at the same time, that's not to say I didn't enjoy the chicken products. They all taste really good, but that's the default Popeyes products. That's not the Hot Ones sauce really elevating them in any instance in this case. With all that said, that sums up my thoughts on the Popeyes and Hot Ones bundle. You can try it if you want, but if you're looking for my 2 cents, save your money. It's a big gimmick overall. That's all I have to say for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know if you've tried this combo, this bundle, or any of the individual Popeyes Hot Ones collab items. Am I totally wrong here, or is this a pretty strong gimmick? Because that's definitely the vibe I'm getting. I look forward to chatting in the comments as always, and I'll see you guys in the very next video. Peace.